Hi, my name is Himika Bose, and you're watching Entertainment Shots with Surbhi.
Hi, Himika. I'm Surabhi. Welcome to Entertainment Reports. How are you doing?
I'm very good, Surbhi. How are you doing? Thank you so much for
Uh,
having me.
I'm doing good too. Jugadistan's trailer is on fire, needless to say. My first question to you is the trailer says, इस देश में जुगाड़ करने वालों की कमी है. So I want to know from you, in real life, what is the weirdest or craziest jugaad you've done for yourself?
That's a beautiful question. This I don't know if this makes sense, but I did a lot of jugaad with clothes. Like, when we were in school and schools have these strict guidelines as to how you need to wear your uniform, but at the same time, you
Yeah.
also want to be fashionable. So after the
Yeah.
first period, we had these small things we would get in our bags, and the moment the
Wow.
first period will get done, we're like fold, 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 pin, 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 pin. Yeah, now it's fine. I don't know how what kind of jugaad, but I think all of us have done certain level of jugaad. Somebody, uncle, please, thoda kar do. There's so much that happens every day that
Yeah.
it's really hard to figure out that.
Yeah. Look, can you
Yeah.
talk about your role in Jugaadistan? Like what intrigued you to be, a part of it?
Being very honest, Akarsh, like I've been wanting to work with Akarsh sir for a very long time. And funnily enough, whenever he does a show, I've always auditioned for him. It has always gone somewhere, but somehow it didn't work out. So it was always for me. I'm like, I have to work with Akarsh sir because I've been seeing his work and I really like his style, and I've heard so much about his work ethic, about how good he is, how easy it is to work with him, and I love such
Yeah.
people. That was one, like, being very honest, that was one of the main things why I really wanted to do the show. Apart from that, I feel in today's like the kind of content there is, I haven't seen an ensemble show where so many characters are there, but at the same time, like, there is focus on everyone. Like, there's a graph for everybody is living a life that they want to be a part of. Like, everybody's reaching towards something in the show. Like, nobody is just there to fill up space, as they say.
Yeah.
So it's very well written. The story is very interesting. It is inspired from true events. So whenever you do something that's inspired from true events, it automatically is a lot more interesting for you to work in. So yeah, there's a lot of other things that that have really made me want to do the show. But yeah, that's kind of the crux of what it was.
The show is also about exam scams. I would want to know what kind of a student were you? I mean, have you ever been caught cheating?
I don't know if I should say that. I was a pro cheater. I was a pro cheater. It was like me and my best friend, thanks, and this is in St. Thomas. Me and my best friend, thankfully, our roll numbers were right, like, after each other. So I would sit in front and she would sit behind me. Every year in geography exam, I would like put my map down. She'd be like, left, 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 little up, little left, and that's how I would mark my geography map every year. I would never study for geography because she would do it for me, and she would never study for English because I would give it to her. So it was great. I was very pro. I never got caught. Thanks.
Wow, amazing. You're from Bengal, You're from Bengal, I think one.
Just I like that.
One common thing that I think, I'm not sure if you faced or not, but I have surely. They don't have they have O, of course, in their K thing. So, many.
I have
Yeah.
O. I am Bengali. One of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, my name is Surbhi. It is not Surbhi, it's Shurabhi, right? Yeah.
Surabhi.
So, when I came to Delhi, I have been fortunate enough, to be able to study in a pretty good school in Calcutta. So, many times when you start talking, you end up talking in English. Like, the last few words end up being in English. That's how people in West Bengal are, probably. I have been told,
Yeah.
I have been asked, Madam, aap Hindi mein bhi aati hai kya? I mean, that was pretty rude. Have you ever faced anything of that sort, being from Bengal?
I kid you not. I was in a all girls school and like all my life in Calcutta. Okay, it was always an
Same.
all-girls school, a convent school. There's a certain decorum that you maintain in those schools. Always speak in English, have a
Yes,
certain way
yes.
about how you present yourself. And then I go to Delhi, and they put me in a co-ed school in like East Delhi. I love people from my old school, okay, guys, whoever's watching, I love you. But the first day I enter and the teacher, gives an introduction, everybody's just looking at me like this. And I sit down, no, nothing. Then afterwards, I get up to say something, and this guy who's sitting next to me like, "Hey, Hindi nahi aati kya?" And I was like, आती है मुझे हिंदी, बस मेरी आदत नहीं है बात करने की. And I have faced for the first 4 months of me being in that school, and then thankfully that's where I got my Aarti accent from. The Aarti is also my character also from Delhi, right? So Bengali from Delhi, that really I have taken inspiration from a lot of people I've met in Delhi for Aarti. So when you watch the show, you'll feel a lot of kya kar rahi hai. That much, but
wow. So we had a recent interview with Uma Qureshi, and she said that like during the beginning of her career, of course, there were certain type of roles, or that demanded a certain body type, and that which she could not, of course, pass, and she could not get. Now, of course, things are changed. Talking about curly hair, Kajol and Taapsee have, of course, broken that stereotype, and how. But still, I would want to know from you, since you worked in South industry, you worked in Bollywood, you worked in digital, and you're acing it, touch wood. Have you ever faced any kind of no-nos, or maybe a replacement or anything of that sort because of a certain type of a hair, or because of a certain demand for a role, or etc.?
I personally feel the profession that we are in, or just as artists in general, we hear a lot of no's on a daily basis and we do yeses, like any which ways. So I feel, most of the time when you don't get a part, they won't tell you exactly why you did not get it. They never explain ki, oh, aapko isliye nahi mila, because maybe for them also it'll be funny for them to say ki aapko nahi mila because aapke, baal straight nahi hai. Like this has actually happened to me for a show where my audition, I had auditioned for the show, and they really liked my audition, and at that time we were self-taping. So a lot of my other friends in the same circle, they also auditioned for the same part, and they sent me my reference tape, like that I had auditioned. And I'm like, how do you have this? They're like, no, they sent it to me as reference. And generally when people send your take as reference, it means they like your take, right? So I spoke to them saying, guys, how did you like the take and everything? It's been like 4-5 days, what's going on? They're like, we like the take, but we can't fit with the look. And I was like, why? Like, they're like, no, we're looking for a more innocent girl. And I was like, if I straighten my hair, will I be more innocent? And then he didn't say anything. And of course, to answer your question, I think there are things are definitely changing. There are so many, thanks to OTT, everybody, there's so many job opportunities. You can pick and choose what you want to do. You don't have to just keep doing ads or films. There is a middle ground which is so vast that you can do whatever you want to do in that space. So touchwood, thanks to that and OTT, things are changing. People's mindsets are changing. They are looking above what a person looks like, and they want to really understand what they are from within as a character. So things are definitely changing, and I've also gotten a lot, since we're talking about downside, I've gotten a lot of upsides also for me having the look that I have, like the curly thing in. So I'm loving it. So there's this so we are the upsides of it as well, so I won't say just a downsided road, it's also upsided. It is on the kind of day you're having, to be very honest.
Wow, that's, I think, the most positive way of taking it.